This is in a town way in the bush. I had to walk in about 5 or 6 hours. And it was raining. So I hid under the eaves of a house and took these pictures. The men here are dressed in their age groups, so the same age group will be wearing, as you see, elephant tusks on their backs, or the old men will be shuffling along in homemade cloth. Some of the men are painted white. Another age group just wears skirts. And they're stopping in front of the camera to dance for me, to make sure I get it. One of the men, who was all dressed up and brandishing a spear, was actually a teacher, and he kept saying, "Is this good? Is this good?" This war dance went on for 3 days, and everybody was quite inebriated and having a lot of fun. They're wearing tiger teeth, elephant teeth, hippo teeth. Now in the background there's a man banging on a tin tub. He's standing under the roof. He was the seer. He's blind. And he recounted all of the stories of all the hundreds of years of this tribe. And he let me tell my story. And he translated it into their dialect so that it became almost like the Iliad, just part of an ongoing saga of the tribe. Here are the kids playing with tires from our road project. There were no vehicles in the town before we got there. This is in a town way in the bush. I had to walk in about 5 or 6 hours. And it was raining. So I hid under the eaves of a house and took these pictures. The men here are dressed in their age groups, so the same age group will be wearing, as you see, elephant tusks on their backs, or the old men will be shuffling along in homemade cloth. Some of the men are painted white. Another age group just wears skirts. And they're stopping in front of the camera to dance for me, to make sure I get it. One of the men, who was all dressed up and brandishing a spear, was actually a teacher, and he kept saying, "Is this good? Is this good?" This war dance went on for 3 days, and everybody was quite inebriated and having a lot of fun. They're wearing tiger teeth, elephant teeth, hippo teeth. Now in the background there's a man banging on a tin tub. He's standing under the roof. He was the seer. He's blind, and he recounted all of the stories of all the hundreds of years of this tribe, and he let me tell my story, and he translated it into their dialect so that it became almost like the Iliad, was part of an ongoing saga of the tribe.
In which kind of country will you want your children to be? This is the question. It is not about you and me. It is about them. This is intergenerational. After we have elected them, you'll then see them sending their arrows ahead. You'll see Bill Gates come and meet your president. You'll see Tony Blair come and meet your president. You'll see Macron come and meet your president. You'll see all of them. And then they will never admit, but they'll be told, if you want money in agriculture, behave this way. If you want money in this area, behave this way. They will never tell that to the Chinese. They will never tell that to the Indians. They will never tell that to the Vietnamese. They will never tell that to the Koreans. But in Africa, they tell us. That is why, as I speak to you now, under this new scramble, the IMF and the World Bank are back, telling you who to hire in your universities, what to sell and what not to sell. It is a sad situation. So today, as I look at Africa in that new scramble, the Chinese are here, the Turks are here, the British are here, the French are here, the Qataris are here, the Americans are here. This time round, they are so subtle that we don't even recognize them, but they control us. What are we going to do about it? In order to develop, we must do something. It has also been demonstrated that it can be done. I've traveled across this continent and I've seen that development is possible. You go to Rwanda now. They are demonstrating that it can be done. Go to Kigali now. See what they are doing in the health sector in their own small way. See how they are collaborating in the area of mobile telephony in their own small way. It can be done. I've been to Botswana and I've seen what they are doing in their own small way. I've been to Mauritius, see what they are doing in their own small way. And they do not have the resources that other countries have. And I'm giving these examples to say that indeed it can be done, and it can be done within the continent of Africa. So what we must do is to begin to pull together. We have 55 telephone access codes. Nigeria 234, Ghana 233, Kenya 254, Tanzania 255, Uganda 256, Zambia 260, Zimbabwe 263. How can we, in this day and age, you cross into Benin, you cross into Togo, you cross into Guinea-Bissau, you have a different internet connectivity. Why can't Africa have a single satellite and a single telephone call, so that when I travel from Mogadishu in Somalia to Dhaka in Senegal, like the Chinese do, like the Americans do, like the Indians do, we can have the same, because communication is critical to development. And I'm saying this.
Freedom is coming tomorrow. Get ready, mama, prepare for your freedom. Freedom is coming tomorrow. Get ready, mama, prepare for your freedom. Freedom is coming tomorrow. Yeah, we will listen to mama. Yeah, we will
Okay, so a very, very pleasant good afternoon, wherever you join us from. This is Nimba D9 TV. This is Nimba County First Online Premier Television. It's owned and operated by the One Nimba House Media Incorporated. We love to say good afternoon to you, good morning to you, good night, good evening, wherever you join us from, and wherever you will be watching us later on today. It's a wonderful day to be here. And today is the 13th day of June. We love to say happy birthday to all of our friends who are celebrating their birthdays on today. And even this month, happy Father's Month to all fathers out there. We love to say you want them all because you stand in the gap of all your kids of this nation. You take the bullets on in your chest and all of that. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is a test broadcast, and we place the link on the screen there, and that link is meant for you to form a part of this conversation today. We're just doing the test to make sure that we prepare for what is coming up, because we're going to cover Nimba and Liberia like nobody does. We are hoping because of you, because of your support, we are hoping to do so. My name is Edmond C. Bawi. So the link is right on the screen, right here, and all you need to do is to just click that link and then follow the instruction, and then you will come on live with us here. We'd love to hear from you as well. Sometimes it is important that we do this to hear from you and how well you are following our programs and what is it that we are doing that you might not like or that you would like, and all of that. So that is where we are at the moment, and we'd love to say thank you for always following us. It is important, and your feedbacks are usually very welcoming, and it is helping us to be where we are. This is what we need to do as a nation and people. So we want to say good afternoon to you, and thank you so very much for all that you continue to do for the One Nimba House Media Incorporated. Send us your messages as well on the stream. We will read them. We'd like to hear from you. We want to know exactly how well you are receiving us and where are you getting us from. So how is the reception, for instance? Is the audio clear and all of that? So those are things that we wish you can do for us. Then in that way, we are going to get involved with this broadcast. But we want to hear from you. It's important that we hear from you, and all of you who continue to follow us, our over 37,000 followers. Want to say thank you, but let's keep sharing. Let's keep hitting the share button. It is important that we do so. So welcome again, and let's go back to Patrick Ledumba and take this teaser.
And I said to the anger of my audience at one time, and I was rather uncharitable, that the problem with Africa is that those who have ideas have no power, and those with power have no ideas. And that in many ways still informs. So you have all these ideas on how we can green Africa. I listen to you and I can see you are babbling with ideas, but you don't have the power. And the fellow with power has completely no idea. And yet somehow, and this I think is your problem, when the electorate is given the choice between you with ideas and the one without ideas, the Africans' affinity for people without ideas is amazing. It's amazing. And I said to the anger of my audience at one time,
this should not TV the best. This should not TV the first. One of your gonima seva. This should not TV the song. One of your gonima seva. This should not TV the song. This should not TV the again. Eke melesi woka. We Doro people, thank you. Our Kwela people, thank you. One not since I got in my canteva. This Trinity Ari Kaba, you go Queen, thank you. For Jala, thank you. One of you go Mesnotima. One of you go Tabebatima. One of you go Combatima. One of you go Boyitima. One of you go Secretary. It's awesome. This Trinity again. Ekebe wona yeka. This Trinity again. Ekebe wona yoga. This Trinity so. This Trinity so. One say go ni maseva. This Trinity again. Tenekoti, Aaron Kola, Monica. Thank you. I will see by way. See over this Trinity TV. You go quite close. Thank you. You are in America. You are in Europe. You are in China. Even in Africa. I can't take close to you. I can't take close to you. This Trinity TV will show you. I read it from the Macante. This Trinity TV will show you. And your news from the Macante. I read it from the Macante. This Trinity TV will show. This Trinity TV will show you what you never see before. This Trinity TV will show you that you never heard before. This Trinity TV will tell you those things you never heard before. I read it from the Macante. So. This Trinity TV has all. This Trinity TV has all. Mama, no people thank you for supporting this Trinity TV. Our great people thank you for listening to this Trinity TV. Your people thank you for your support to this Trinity TV. So, I go to my ass. I am Lily Record. My Kaba program on this Trinity TV. I say you need go hour on this Trinity TV. Sports and entertainment. Run by this Trinity TV. Religious matter. They are all on this Trinity TV. Everything from the Macante. This Trinity TV has all. So. You need go hour on this Trinity TV. Health and education on this Trinity TV. The little things that matter, they're on this Trinity TV. Our program presenters, I must see Bowie, Magdan, Yan Flobo, Timothy Weir. What you want, Lord? You on this Trinity TV. Bishop baby, you are on this Trinity TV. Stable Radio, Ambassador Tolo, Biafra, Ameremo. This Trinity TV has all. Go quite close. You support this Trinity.
Okay, so we'd love to say good afternoon to all of you who have joined us. James Matali is trying to join us from way there. So go ahead. So that's James Matali. He's on live from CarPlay. James, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my powerful and hardworking CEO. It's a pleasure to be on your land this afternoon.
How is CarPlay, by the way, this afternoon?
Campley is great. I'm sitting right in my house, monitoring, following, and I was connected by one of our senior brother who is in the United States of America,
Oh, I
Mr.
know
Matthew
him. I
Gono.
know him.
And so I'm happy to
I mean,
be,
yeah.
yeah. So
So
he shared a
let
link
us.
with me.
Okay.
He shared a link with me right now and said, James, we are trying something. Try to click on the link and see whether you will be online to speak to your colleagues in media, especially the CEO.
Okay. So well, this is a test broadcast actually, and thank God that finally, James, you are finally connected, and this will be a greater help for us beginning on Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. Tomorrow we're going to be live with the program around Nimba, and we're going to be hearing from you and getting more updates from you. But thank you so much, James. I said that he has something to say, then we can just say quickly and extend our greetings to the people.
Let me first of all extend thanks and appreciation to Mr. Matthew Gono who connected me this afternoon. He shared a link with me this afternoon. Asked me, I thought a different link he asked me to be part of, but I was surprised to see my own neighbor Dina TV. And so good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. This is James Matale. I speaking to you for Camp President Nimba County. As you can see, Edmond, the quota already reached in Campley. So the quota just parked in front of my house. But it's affecting many houses because of the heavy equipment. So even my own house was affected. So that's the situation right now. Guillaume say Piazza One Begbin. So that's what we are encountering right now in Campley.
Okay,
But it's a
but
pleasure.
is it a little bit possible for you to get outside? Let's see the quota, for instance. Can you get us? Can you walk
Yeah.
outside? Let's see what is going on in Campley.
So
Let's see the development. Every
let me.
development comes with pain. But that's James Matali. James Matali is live on the
So
TV from Campley. Yeah, James, let's give you the time to see what's going on.
so this is a quota, and this is a quota. This is a road coming from Sunny Pole Way.
Okay.
It's a road coming from the Sunny Pole Way. As you may be aware, this is my yard.
Yes,
As
I
right
know
in my
that
yard.
place. Yeah.
Okay, so the quota work is still ongoing.
Wow.
It's the first layer of the second phase of the work. So the work is ongoing. I mean, the company is doing well.
Okay.
Just like I said, many houses that were not paid for have been affected as a result of the equipment. Even my house, as we speak, they have been severely affected. Even though I called those guys responsible and they have been taking some photos of the damages that have been caused on my house. But I don't know whether there will be some intervention, which I pray that it should be,
Absolutely.
because if they don't do that, it will be like serious problem on my part. So yeah, it's a road, as you are saying, on CEO.
Wow. So just in
Yeah,
case you
so
join
that's a
us,
development
this is a
that are
test
ongoing in
broadcast.
Campley City right now.
This is a test broadcast, and James Matali is in Campley City and showing us the asphalt pavement of the road. So, James, what are you hearing, for instance, about the government of Liberia with all of these different development? What are you hearing from street corners? What are you hearing from Ataye centers, James? Yeah, before they leave of you.
Well, from my background investigation and what I've been hearing carried out by this government, especially when it comes to the road project, many of the people in the Atai shop are crying in this government name on ground. There are a series of killings that are going on in this country. The U.S. rate is getting high. Things are getting difficult. Those are, I mean, the concern of the citizens for now. Okay, so which I believe they'll be making a better decision comes October. So if George Weah will maintain this position, then he needs to wear out some modality regarding some of the constraints that the citizens are going through. For example, many of the citizens in the attire shop and in the street of Campley have been saying that series of killing being going on in the district, and the government cannot do anything or say anything about it. It remains mute. So usually in our own way of understanding, people always say silent means concern. So even though he may not be aware, but because he's not saying anything about the killing that is ongoing in this country, people believe that he is aware. So that's some of the things that people are saying. And the U.S. rate is also getting high, back of rice price. Most of the things that have become something that are paying many people attention right now. I will speak, CEO.
Wow. So just in case you join us, that is James Matali. He's reporting to us live from Camp.
So I'm happy to be here.
And then, yes, so it was good having you, James. I say you just want to say something now, then we'll take leave of you. Okay, James. So it was good having James.
Are you getting me?
In which kind of country will you want your children to be? This is the question. It is not about you and me. It is about them.
Okay.
This
So
is intergenerational. After we have elected them, you'll then see them.
As a surprise. It took me by surprise. But I'm happy to be here. It's always our pleasure to inform our listeners, our followers regarding happenings around Liberia, which I will be happy to always contribute. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, James. We will come tomorrow.
Freedom is coming tomorrow. Get ready, mama, prepare for your freedom. Freedom is coming tomorrow. Get ready, mama, prepare for your freedom. Freedom is coming tomorrow. Yeah, you will listen to mama. Yeah, you will listen. Freedom is coming tomorrow. Get ready, mama.
Oh, yeah. So that's Nimbadina TV. And get ready, Freedom is coming tomorrow. We are here on this test broadcast. And we'd love to today say a kudos to one of our big brothers, Ezekiel Ba, who hails from Kayi, Yahweh Mesne West with the Ministry of Public Works. He's paying a courtesy visit to us today. We'd love to say welcome and a good day to you. Happy Father's Day to you. And you are a wonderful man. But let's take some comments that are coming on the stream. We have your voices. Matter Liberia say exactly. Towazu say, what's up, Lakewon? It's good. Dependable Bawi is clear in Kigali, Rwanda. Thank you so much. So all we will need you to do is to keep sharing. You heard from James Matali there in Campley. He said, of course, the asphalt pavement of the roads are on there now in Campley. That means you can drive from all the way Sekempa from Senekole to Campley to Loguatu, which is very, very good. But he said because of the road connectivity, there are some damages that have been caused on houses. Those concerned, he has reached out to them and they're yet to respond. We pray for calm, we pray for peace, but this is it. This is the Nimba Kante that we think we can do. So let's say no to drugs.
Message to the youth of today. Message to the youth of today. This is my message to all the youth around the world. This is my message to all the youth around the world. Stay away from cocaine, why sniffing glue? Stay away from Kushema, you're going to lose your brain. This is my message to the youth of today. Message to the youth message to the youth of today. Message to the youth of today.
Oh, this is our message for the youth of today. Stay away from cocaine. It will make you crazy. It will make you to lose your mind. Nash Washington said he's live from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Nash, let me send you the link. Nash, it is important that you keep on this live. Nash Washington, I'm sending you the link on your WhatsApp, and we want to hear from you to cross-check with you on a couple of things. So Nash Washington is Washington Drunklo. He hails from Zanzay, Nimba County. And Nash, I'm sending you a link. So all you need to do, please, is to follow the link. I've just sent you the link to your WhatsApp, Nash Washington. Follow this link, and then you will come on here live. Nash Washington is also a strong supporter of Councillor Seeti Awan Gonglo. He is the chair for the Team Gonglo Global, and it is important on this test broadcast for us to hear from you. G. Pai Junior Alvin said, good afternoon, Dina TV. I'm watching you live from Firestone, Habel. Thanks so much for your hard work done. Thank you so much, Pai, and keep sharing with somebody. That is the only way. But again, you heard from our dear brother there in Campley, Nimba County. He was reporting that the road work have reached now in Campley. The quota is now in Campley from Sekempa. That is a good news. And yesterday, like we were putting up, let me put this up here real quick that we can see the aerial view, for instance, of the Ganta Senekole Highway. That is why Selameta is doing. Man, you can't beat the imagination. Liberia is getting sweet, but Nimba is getting even better. I can tell you for real, from Ganta, from Morovia all the way to Senekole, now you will drive straight on the quota. No worry about your car bushings, about something that will make your car to get stuck, no more stalking and all of that. But let me put some pictures up on the screen from what we received yesterday. It will excite you. It will make you to know that, ooh, Nimba is coming alive as well. So I just trying to put this picture on. Those are aerial views of the road from Ganta to Senekole. It's actually going to Yikipa, but that's the first pavement right there. So let me take some musical break, and then from there, we'll take a musical break, and then we say we are grateful. So let's be felt music.
Hallelujah. Wherever you are, just begin to worship the Lord. Begin to exalt His name. Begin to open your heart and accept Him. Yes, my gratitude to you. I come before your throne to say thank you, Lord. Yes, my gratitude to you. I come before your throne to say thank you, Lord. Yes, my gratitude to you. Oh Lord, to say thank you. All I've come to say to say thank you. Lord, I have come to say thank you, my Lord, for everything you done, oh God. Thank you, my Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, my Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, my Lord. Yeah. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your grace. Thank you for my life. I don't deserve it. Thank you, Lord. When I think how far you pick me up from, I lift my hands to you and say, oh, Wherever you are, just begin to worship the Lord. Begin to exalt His name. Begin to open up your heart and accept Him. Yes, my gratitude to you. I come before your throne to say thank you, Lord. Yes, my gratitude to you. I come before your throne to say thank you, Lord. Yes, my gratitude to you. Oh Lord, come before your throne to say thank you. All I've come to say.
So all we come to say is thank you, Lord. We see a couple of our colleagues, our friends, our partners are just trooping in. Keep on sharing this live video. Imala Gay, he said, hi, Mr. Edmond, Ambassador Edmond Walakewanbawi. This is Pastor Gay following you live from the Deaf School in Ganta. Could you please connect me? Yes, why not? Let me send you the link, Pastor Imala Gay. But again, let me just put the link under the live here that you all can just follow. The link is right here. And all you need to do, let me connect you, Pastor Gay. I'm sending you a link, and then all you will need to do is to follow the link, Pastor Imala Gay. All you would need to do is to follow the link, and then boom, you will be on here live on Nimba D9 TV. So, Pastor Gay, go to your messenger and send you a link. Click on that link, Pastor Gay, and then you follow, and you will be live as well. So I want to say thanks to all of you, and it is important that you be able to continue to be grateful to God for all He has done and all He continues to do in our lives. So just in case you want to be a part of the broadcast, all you will need to do is to follow the live broadcast, to follow the link, and then to come on live, you have to follow this link. Then you will be on live with Nimba D9 TV. We are cross-checking with our system to make sure that we're good. Pastor Gay, I already sent you the link to your messenger. So I'm sending this link right here. So so be a part of Nimba D9 TV broadcast today by coming on here live. Good afternoon to you, and good morning, good night. But this is what we do. This is who we are. And those are different activities we do that we're making sure to serve you. So let's take this one here for Nimba.
Shano yawo Nimba Bia Anyira bo nyiremo.
Let's go, everybody so quick, let's go. Let's go, no que kenga, let's go. Oh, me. Let's go, malodie, mama, we sayo, le. Pagepa mira neo, pagepa mire wan cleo, pagepa mire yore kada krudebe, me bana pangwe. Ya kenewe, bakbeko keko kenewe. Ya gbare so kwide se o. Belie kene bona, yela ya kemba, gbale so kwide se o. Mine ka kenewe, papa ko keko kenewe. Ya gbare so kwide se o. Zayo,
Wakumpile pile, serapeda como pesa kalada na kakaleke. Me kaikla kakle. The way you looking, jelly butter cooking, no monkey can take you from me. Let me be your king, so you can be my queen. I'm not joking. Assemble. Luna pele padam, I would have been so. Mansami level and wake here, they're going to my country. They see, Momo in your care, you miss jeans were great. Yeah.
Let me now, come in now. Mega desi boga konazia, mega gosi boga konazia. Kakweye ga kenu webo. yaga kenu e ya mane ya so kwide se so cuida seu leseu loge kenga leseu nyebe leseu malodie mama we ulewe kakum bem bene Quiet. Do the better padwa with the piso. No way, madam Bell. No way, madam Mo. Go see later me. Gosile la nio ayo se malemo ya malemo le sigona nio ayo naka pogo le srebadon naka pogo le bibadon naka le mi yensedo
Say good afternoon to our friend and brother Otello Gongbe. He's a money changer right on the main street of Ganta, Nemba Kante. Good afternoon to all of you. This is Nemba Unite TV. You cannot beat the sensation. So just in case you want to follow, we have shared the link of this broadcast with you all. So all you will need to do is to just follow that link and you're going to be live here, and we'll give you 2 minutes to tell us what is on your mind, where are you from, and ask you a couple of questions. We all have to do it together. But again, we are certainly grateful for all that you do. Thanks to James Matali, who put us to speed from Complex City Nimbakante. We saw the asphalt pavement of the road that is leading to the border with Ivory Coast there. So, but of course, there are some issues as it relates to the heavy equipments that are making the roads. They are now having some crack on homes. So he is concerned what's going to happen to the homes of those people. So Imala, all you need to do is to log back on. Imala, all you need to do is to just log back on, and then we will have you. But this is Nimba Dina TV, and we are here. Otello Gongbase is falling live from Monrovia. Yeah, Otello, I saw you on your Apache motorbike somewhere in Monrovia. My man, you not move from Ganta. You enjoy the city. You're saying you're moving up and down, but well, that's not the issue. BK is following. So BK, you could just go in the chat room, and you can also come on live, BK, and you can come on live here, BK. I'm just sharing the link in the WhatsApp chat room. We're trying to just give a try to see how you guys could be able to follow the link. So we are here, and we want to say thank you. But let's put up some pictures and talk about them and tell you how the roads in Nimba County are getting connected day by day, for example. So this is the aerial view. This is the aerial view of Nimba County. This is the road in Senekole, Nimba County. This is the Eselameta, Fonda Road in Gompa, between Gompa and Senekole. So now if you are leaving from Monrovia, you can drive up from Monrovia on a quota road straight to Senekole. Is this not a blessing for all of us? So for instance, see this one. See how the road looks like. All right. So that is the aerial view of the road between Ganta and Senekole. So the road has, for the first time, there is a quota road. For the first time since 1964, Nimba Biki County. When Lamco was there, they took all the iron ores, some of them, Eselameta came. This is the first time that the road has now connected from Ganta to Senekole. All right. So for Ganta to Senekole, this is how the road looks like right now. All right. That is the aerial view of that. And it is a blessing to remain alive that we can see most of these development in our country. So yes, maybe you too, you may not know how to get along. So let me put the numbers up that you can probably call, and make your input. So has 0776 5720 2019, or you can call us on 0886 3625. So these are numbers that probably you can call, and then you will be live right now to make your point. So call us now and let's hear from you where you monitoring us from, like our man Othello Kongbe. So you can call 0776 572019 or 0886 693625. So those are numbers to call. And let me pin them here for you that you can also be a part of this broadcast. So maybe you want to call, the numbers are just right on the screen for you. You could call 0776 572019 or 0886 693625. So that is unique. But earlier on, we heard from Patrick Lelumba, and he was making a very good point. When, for instance, all those in America have 52 states that we all know about. But America, 52 states, America has just one telephone code, that is +1. But Africa, from here, as soon as you get Ghana in Guinea already, but Guinea get on a telephone code. Liberia get on a telephone code, Sierra Leone get on a telephone code. Oh, so I mean, this is so confusing. This is so much confusing to the extent that we as Africans, we are not in any way getting there. All right, the currency different, it varies. Your money from here, you cannot work in Africa to buy anything except it's been exchanged. But America, you can use the dollar in Canada, you can use the dollar in America, you can use it in a lot of places. They have one currency. That alone will make them, for the economy to grow. But if I leave from here now and go Sierra Leone, I will have to now change the Liberian dollar to their money. I think it's a leon. Then when I go to Africa, I will need to do CFA or whatever they call it. So how can this be? How can we be so much divided, and say that Africa is great? Where is our greatness? Where is it? Where is it? What can we do? We have all of our countries with different country codes. But today, you call America, you call in Georgia, you call in Philadelphia, you call in Washington, D.C., it's just +1. And you call the number. So this is something that we all have to take heed to. So how Mike Sherman says he's following us from Clay Street, Monrovia. Mike, thank you so much for following us. Keep sharing. You might want to call to make your input. The number is on the screen. It's 0776 572019. We are also live on Nimba Dina TV on YouTube. We also live on Nimba Dina TV on Twitter. We also live on Nimba Dina TV on Facebook, and then on Nimba Dina TV on www.onenimbahouse.com. So that is how wide and far this platform is going. So we want to say welcome to all of you. So if you go to YouTube now, you're going to find us there on Nimba Dina TV. So give a try. If you go on our website, www.onenimbahouse.com, you're going to get us there. So how Darlington Dan said, good afternoon, Dina TV. I'm following you from Blegate Town Community, Ganta City, Nimba County. Oh, there where we have Hope Village. And we want to say good afternoon to you, Darlington, you and your family. And we wish you happy Father's Day. All those who celebrating a birthday on today, we love to say happy birthday to all of you. And it is important we have shared the link with all of you in your various chat rooms. So all you need to do is to follow the instruction, and then you will be live on this platform this afternoon. You can equally so call us on 0776 572019 or 0886 693625. But where are we going as a nation and people? Electioneering processes are here already. What do you intend to do with your vote? Do you intend to sell it? Like some people say, me, I don't get a ton. They give me one bag of rice, I'll eat it. But with one bag of rice, 25 kg bag of rice, take you for 6 years? What are we going to do with our votes? Are we going to be peaceful for the first time that we're going into elections without a foreign security apparatus? What are we planning? Are we going to base our conversation and our electioneering processes on the issue? Are we going to be issue oriented, or we're going to be attacking personality? Where do we stand as a nation and people? What is it that we want, for example? Liberians, October 10 is going to be a trump card for you. You're going to have a blank check to fill in. The way you will fill it in is how you're going to go for the next 6 years. So imagine if you are 30 years old on October 10, 2023, you will be 36 years old in 2029. 6 years will be added to your age. So it is incumbent on us to do what is right. So let's take some music. Let's take some activities here from Patrick Lumumba. Let's hear from Patrick Lumumba, for instance.
In which kind of country will you want your children to be? This is the question. It is not about you and me. It is about them. This is intergenerational. After we have elected them, you'll then see them sending their arrows head. You'll see Bill Gates come and meet your president. You'll see Tony Blair come and meet your president. You'll see Macron come and meet your president. You'll see all of them. And then they will never admit, but they'll be told, if you want money in agriculture, behave this way. If you want money in this area, behave this way. They will never tell that to the Chinese. They will never tell that to the Indians. They will never tell that to the Vietnamese. They will never tell that to the Koreans. But in Africa, they tell us. That is why, as I speak to you now, under this new scramble, the IMF and the World Bank are back, telling you who to hire in your universities, what to sell and what not to sell. It is a sad situation. So today, as I look at Africa in that new scramble, the Chinese are here, the Turks are here, the British are here, the French are here, the Qataris are here, the Americans are here. This time round, they are so subtle that we don't even recognize them, but they control us. What are we going to do about it? In order to develop, we must do something. It has also been demonstrated that it can be done. I've traveled across this continent and I've seen that development is possible. You go to Rwanda now. They are demonstrating that it can be done. Go to Kigali now. See what they are doing in the health sector in their own small way. See how they are collaborating in the area of mobile telephony in their own small way. It can be done. I've been to Botswana and I've seen what they are doing in their own small way. I've been to Mauritius, see what they are doing in their own small way. And they do not have the resources that other countries have. And I'm giving these examples to say that indeed it can be done, and it can be done within the continent of Africa. So what we must do is to begin to pull together. We have 55 telephone access codes. Nigeria 234, Ghana 233, Kenya 254, Tanzania 255, Uganda 256, Zambia 260, Zimbabwe 263. How can we, in this day and age, you cross into Benin, you cross into Togo, you cross into Guinea-Bissau, you have a different internet connectivity. Why can't Africa have a single satellite and a single telephone code, so that when I travel from Mogadishu in Somalia to Dhaka in Senegal, like the Chinese do, like the Americans do, like the Indians do, we can have the same, because communication is critical to development. And I'm saying this, part of my agenda is to prick your conscience with live examples, that you may go out there irritated, but irritated to do the right thing. And I'm suggesting that indeed, when we talk about development, this is what we must do. Is Africa conscious of her state? Yes, Africa is conscious. This is what makes me happy. That after all these analysis, it appears to me that Africans have now recognized that going forward, we can only defeat the conspiracies, we can only have development as we are talking about it by working as a team. It is only through
Freedom is coming tomorrow. Get ready, mama, prepare for your freedom. Freedom is coming tomorrow. Get ready, mama, prepare for your freedom. Freedom is coming tomorrow. Yeah, we will listen to mama. Yeah, we will listen.
So freedom is coming tomorrow. We love to say Fanta Toure has joined us from Cairo, Egypt. Thank you so much, Fanta, for always following us there from Egypt, and keep sharing the live video. So yes, probably Fanta, you would like to be a part of the show. The link is there, and all you would need to do is to follow this link on the stream, and you can be a part of the conversation. This is the link. And as soon as you follow this link and click this link in the message section, you're going to follow the instruction, and you will be live on the stream here with us and discuss some of the issues that are burning on your mind. You may not have the time. Nash Washington said, I just hope that Liberian voters are listening and will join the live broadcast very soon. Yes, Washington, we're waiting for you. It is you that we're waiting for, actually. Please join this live. Let's have some analysis about the better Liberia that you push. Let other people be able to hear from you. So Incredible Uriah Goa Jr. has joined us. Let's give you some time. Uriah, good afternoon.
Wow, that's very great. And we say many thanks to the entire web folks at Nimadina TV for the level of work done. And we say many thanks to the hardworking CEO, Mr. Edmond Bowie, who always making sure that everything is in place. And we say many thanks to every one of you who keep following Nimadina TV.
Okay, you just put us to speed with activities in Sekipie. Uriah, can you hear us? Uriah Goa, can you hear us? Oh, I believe Uriah is having some challenge But again, that is the beauty of it. He has gone up the line. So Uriah was reporting from Seklepi in Nimba County. And this is the beauty of technology, right? Sometimes people use this technology to insult people, to steal from people, and all of that. But no, use it for the right purposes. So we are here bridging people together. In Nash, Washington, we are certainly waiting for you. You can go to your WhatsApp page or maybe on your Messenger page. You will see the link there already. And all you need to do is to follow, because we want you to tell us about the better Liberia, and which will be very interesting for all of us to hear from you. And this is open to everybody. It might be the seditions, it might be the Unity Party people, it might be other political party stalwarts, or it might be maybe civil society organizations. So yes, indeed, we are here, and this is just a test broadcast. Guess you what? There are series of programs coming on that will be live on this platform, like you always continue to follow. But this is Nimba D9 TV. This is where we bridge people for the better good of all that we do as a nation and people. So we want to say welcome to all of you, wherever you have joined us from. We want to say keep sharing this live video with somebody in your reach. This is the only way that we can get it. Liberia is at a crossroad at the moment. Political hits are ongoing. What I can assure you for fact is no Liberian will go to war. So you think you say you clean your again, you keep it for yourself. Because everybody here is potentially provoked to be able to get involved with their own activity. Yeah? Go to Ganta, for instance, see the skyscrapers, see those buildings, the hotels, the various places that young people are owning. They won't go lay down to Butu to come for a war for who? You on your own. So you don't go to the ballot box and show what you can do and be causing all around. You just on your own too. So people want to hear the message. What is it that you bring it on the table? For too long, Liberians have just here, it's our time. It's our time. So somebody is, there's a group chat. I can take this call. Oh, what is this? So this is a group. So somebody is saying that, I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to vote at all. Yes, somebody is saying that Nash Washington has joined us finally. For the very first time, Nash Washington has joined us. Good afternoon, Washington.
Good morning, Edmond Bawi. Edmond Bawi, thank you very much for the broadcast. I'm getting you live and clear from Broken Park. Are you getting me?
Yeah, I'm getting you live, and your audience, the over 38,000 people that we have here, they're watching you. But before we have you on, sometimes it is important. There is a tradition there is a tradition. You need to face the camera in a way that you will be seen. So there is a tradition that whenever your elder is on board, you need to give him a music from Nimba County. So let me do you one music that then, yeah, go on.
Yeah, Yago. What happened is that I'm doing commercial driving.
Oh, okay.
So my video will little bit, to do so. Yes, I will be live because I have the stuff in my ear, but the video will, a little bit cut off because I'm doing commercial driving.
No problem, no problem. So let me take this music for you.
Shano Yawonima Pia Anyina Bonyiremo. Let's go. Everybody so
Yes, of it. Now we're going to go to Nash Washington, the man who is the chair for Team Tiawan Say Gonglo Global, the standard bearer of LPP, the Liberian People Party. He is now on the line with us. His video will get a little bit distracted because of privacy, but Washington is over to you. Let's hear from you. What does this Better Liberia agenda that you are pushing for stands for? Nash Washington, are you hearing us?
Getting me? Or if you're getting me but not seeing a video, is because I'm leaving my home and I'm leaving the internet to get on the public internet.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
Yes. We can hear you clearly. We can hear you
All
clearly.
right. So thank you very much. Thank you for the setup. For those of you listening by way of the magic of the radio and television and Facebook Live, my name is Nash Washington. That's my Facebook name. My official name is Washington Yawase Bia Dunklo. I'm from Yahweh Mesno Zanzi, and I currently live in the state of Minnesota. I live in the city of Brooklyn Park, and I happen to be the chair of Tingonglo Global. Tingonglo Global is an auxiliary of the Gonglo movement. We call ourselves the front runner or the first soldiers, and we are determined to make Consorti. I want to say Gonglo, president of the Republic of Liberia. We are not necessarily partisan of the Liberian People's Party. I am a member of the MPP. Before joining the Tingonglo movement, I was secretary of the MPP USA. So Tingonglo Global encompasses people from several political persuasions. So we are not partisan politicians. We are a group of people who are interested in seeing Liberia a better place where all of us can live, irrespective of your political affiliation, your political ideology, and your tribal affiliation, your level of education. We are interested to see a better Liberia where all of us can maximize our potential. And before coming to the US, I was a member of the Liberian. So I'm passionate for law enforcement. Is the fact that he comes from the law enforcement background. He comes from the judiciary. He's interested in seeing a country where people follow rules or rules and order without following a set rule, nothing else to work. Is governed by set of rules and order. If assuming that Jupiter was not in its own orbit and that Mars was not in its own orbit and I was not in its own, how do you think life was on planet I? The mass of galaxies were collapsed or collide with one another. So property, the rule of law must be upheld. Something that we do not see in Liberia nowadays. We can build the best road, we can build the best skyscraper, but if we do not have order, there's going to be conflict and chaos, which will ultimately lead to the destruction of whatsoever we will do. So the rule of law and the maintenance of rule of law is very cardinal to the survival of any nation. And this is one of the things that appeal to my conscience to join the Gonglo movement.
Wow. So just in case you joined us, this is Nimba D9 TV and all other radio stations who will be carrying this live. We want to say welcome. Welcome to all of you. Benjamin Ballon has joined us from Yikipa, Nimba County, and Fanta Toure is watching us from Egypt. And a lot of other citizens are watching us. Darlington Dan says watching us from Ganta. Mike Sherman is watching us on Clay Street. And the rest of you, BK Nessa is watching us on Seklipi Hotel Gongbe, is watching us. Imalage is in Tap Ganta and all of that. But again, the better Nimba agenda is something that we all wish for the agenda to be shared in the way and manner informed that you are doing. So a lot of critics of yours have said that look, Councillor Gonglo is a good man, but the man, he too straight. The man, the man doesn't have money, the man just coming. What do you have to tell those kind of people who are carrying on those ideas? They don't have any fault on him, but they said the man just coming. The man doesn't have money. The man is too straight. So what does somebody being straight in terms of rule of law and putting the country straight has to do with the cry from the ordinary people that all times are not how, times are high, it's not easy, those things are happening. What do you have to tell those kind of people with that mindset?
All right, so it's good. And those who say Councilor Gonglo is too straight, he just coming and stuff like that. I think I kind of empathize with them. I do not agree with them, but I empathize with them. Here's what I empathize with them. A lot of them are young people who did not see what a better or what a good and stable Liberia used to be like before we had a incursion of in fact, the 1980 coup, and then the full-blown confusion that came during the 1990s. So a lot of these people have not seen what a good country look like. In a good country like the United States, for example, they will praise people like Tiawan Gongo. But I mean, I empathize with the people who say, oh, the man is just coming, the man is new, the man does not have money, all these things. My empathy for them is that a lot of them, I mean, I'm not being condescending here, a lot of them have not seen what a good Liberia would look like, what a better nation would look like. For example, let me just show my video. I don't know if I can turn it around so you can see.
please.
I'm driving.
Yeah.
I'm driving, see the street here. This is a red light. I reach the red light and I stop. All the cars that are coming in the opposite direction, we will all stop to give chance to other people to move around. This is what you call orderliness. When you have a country like this, you see here, this intersection, there is no policeman standing here. There is no policeman standing here to tell us you got to stop. But we have the red light here. The citizens are conscious enough because they have their property in their lives. In these cars that are moving, they value their own life in relationship to the value and to the property and lives of other people. So we will prepare to do things orderly because it benefits all of us. But the young people who are just coming, they have never seen an orderly country like this. A lot of people have not seen what a good country, what a good road will look like. And most of the people are not people who own property for themselves, not in a negative way, but because they do not have any job that will allow them to own property. So they are saying, I will say to politicians who are by themselves suppressing them. So for them, seeking also behind politicians who will give them maybe just a token because they say, I will say behind them. They tend to see the politicians as their savior. That's why they're making the argument that Congo does not have money. But you do not have money. You don't need money to be a better person and lead a nation. I mean, just to sidetrack you, yes, this is a symmetry. And see how orderly that is. I bet we don't have those things in our country. I mean, I'm not comparing America to Liberia, but what I'm saying is that people who are making the argument that Councilor Gonglo is too straight, he does not have money, and therefore they can't vote for him, they are making argument against themselves. Okay, are they saying that because they themselves don't have money, so their views don't count? Their votes should not count because they do not have money as compared to some of the quote-unquote money people? That argument is flawed in itself. You do not need money to be a good leader. There are many good leaders who do not have personal wealth. Gandhi, for example, that we talk about, that people make reference to. Gandhi of India was not a wealthier man. He walked, in fact, to meet the British in Delhi, he walked to go to them and tell them the importance of his country people and what they needed to do. So, I mean, the issue of money and Councilor doesn't have money is not an issue because Councilor has money. We, his supporters in America, when this man comes to America, the way he's received, the amount of people, the level of people he talked to, is more than having money. What actually will he have to spend money around, maybe like give millions of dollars to people? I mean, let anybody call on the radio to say, because of the election of 2011, because of the election of 2017, he became a rich man, or his life changed. The floor show, you see people print t-shirts and they gather plenty of people and they bring band and they just talk. It does not in any way change people's life. What changes people's life is good leadership that is expressed through public policy, and the public policy that is enforced to make the people's life better. And that's what Councilor Gonglo promises, and that's what Councilor Gonglo brings to the table.
Okay,
I
so we're
mean,
going to hold on there.
everybody bear witness of Councilor Gongo being a good character. That's the beginning of trust in leadership. The person must have the integrity. People must be able to trust this person that when he says something, he will do it. Yeah,
Okay,
go
so
ahead,
let's hold
Barry.
on there. This is Nimba D Night TV, and today we are on test broadcast and connecting our people from around the world to hear from them. Earlier on, we heard from James Matali in Campley. He was telling us about the road connectivity, the asphalt pavement from Sekimpa to Lokwatu that is ongoing. Now we have the chairperson, the chairman of Team Gonglo Global, that is Team Tiawanse Gonglo Global. He has made a disclaimer that he is not a member of the Liberia's People Party, but he believes in the better Liberia agenda. He is the former Secretary General of NPP USAID. He was a former law enforcement officer here in Liberia. Coming from the background of law enforcement and a public health practitioner and a theologian in study and all of that, Nash Washington Donoklo. What is Liberia's problem?
All Liberia's problems are numerous. Well, let's take it step by step. One of Liberia's biggest problems we talk about is the breakdown of rule of law. So we are dealt with it sufficiently. Another thing is our educational system. Brother, it's no joke that the older generations in Liberia are educated than the younger ones. This is no joke. If you want to prove it, check Facebook. See what people write. Listen to people. Take your microphone to the market and listen to people. So education is broken down. And the reason why education is broken down is the same mentality that we needed to enforce the law against the poor people. The rich people or the politicians are supposed to be above the law. So we've been enforcing law against the poor people and letting politicians get their way. And what that does is that it angers the poor people. And when people are angry, they don't value anything. They bring their anger. So when there is a little thing, poor people vent their anger by looting, by vandalizing public places, by constant protestation, and all these things. When our education system is improved, people will be equipped to do jobs that foreigners will not come into our country and eat the better part of the nation while we, the citizens, wait and spread and extend our hands to them. Education is not only going to universities. I mean, if you see education in that light, is not what I'm talking about. Education is people having the ability to do something, people having a skill to do something. My brother, a lot of Liberians do not have the skill, and something that Councilor Gongo have made a case of over and over and again. Assuming that we have a national company come to Liberia and want to employ maybe 3,000 persons, and they're looking for electricians, they are looking for masonry, they are looking for, or I call it carpenter, they are looking for something that you can do practically. Of course, our young people don't have that skill to do. So Ghanaians will be employed because they say, hey, what can you do? They'll say, I'm a forklift operator. Somebody will say, oh, I'm a heavy duty technician or mechanic. Somebody will say, I'm an electrician. Somebody will say, I'm a mason. But a lot of us do not have those skills. So what happens is that even though we are Liberians, but foreigners with these skills will enjoy the better part of our country while we wait for the crumbs. Education, lack of education, and technical education in Liberia is one of the major problems that we are faced with. Look at the healthcare, for example. My brother, you come from Zikepa, I come from Zanzei. Let's just talk about Zanzei and Zikepa healthcare system. In the 80s, in early 90s, we didn't have to go to Tapeta to go to clinic. People from Dampa, people from Boyi, people from Kwendin, people from, in fact, the nearby towns, they came to Zanzei, or people who were close to Kwendin, they went to Kwendin for treatment. And they didn't have to go to Tapeta. If you went to Tapeta, it means your condition was greater or severe. Today, the very clinics are not even operating to that capacity. I tell you a story. You know the story of the other one. My girlfriend had a situation from Zanzibar, and we told her to Zigapa. There was a man called Morgan that was there.
Yes.
That condition,
Ryan
I
Morgan.
bet, if you experience that condition now, you may end up in Ghana. Morgan in Zigapa took that condition in less than a day. We told this girl in Hammer to Zigapa. You can't have that. You can't have that service now, or those services now in Zigapa. You will either go to Monrovia or you go to Tapeta. Even the people in Tapeta, they are not receiving the allotment that's supposed to come from government. I was just listening to the Senate today deliberating on that. Healthcare has deteriorated so much such that those things that people used to do easily, services that people used to get easily in Tapeta or in Ganta, you will now have to go to Ghana or you have to go to India to get it. I mean, the reports are there. Go to the internet, you see maternal rates. You see, how you call it, young people or children below 5 die in their numbers, and pregnant women die in childbirth. Those are the signs that the healthcare system is not improved. You are a public health practitioner. Hospitals are not necessarily the only healthcare area.
No, not at all.
Prevention is better than cure.
Absolutely.
You are leading the FLRC, the FLR, you are shining light on the FLRC situation in Nimba, especially so in the Yahweh Mesma area.
Yeah.
What is the national government doing about it? If you keep the FLRC system as it is for the next maybe 6 years or 7 years, how about the population will go down with FLRC? This public health process has not even claimed the government of Liberia's attention to know that a mass amount of the population, a mass percentage of the population is getting wasted away from the menace. What do we do? Look at still in Monrovia. Malaria is a problem everybody knows. When you take how you call it, hospital attendance in Liberia, you will see that people are mostly affected with malaria. Does that claim, is that in the public policy? I'm not talking about flow show, public policy to address the issue of malaria in Liberia. Of course, no. Look at the flow in the street.
Let us hold you on there. So just in case you join us, the Madam Laura Beekeeper, who has joined us from our office in Monserrado. She is the head for Women Empowerment Forum. She's working with vulnerable women and girls across Nimba and other counties. And she said, "Good afternoon and thanks for the show." But let's watch this real quick, and then you tell me something about it. So
Message to the youth of today. Message to the youth of today. This is my message to all the youth around the world. This is my message to all the youth around the world. Stay away from cocaine, why sniffing glue? Stay away from Kushema, you're going to lose your brain. This is my message to the youth of today. I say message to the youth of today. This is my message to all the youth around the world. Stay away from drugs, yeah man, no good for you.
Oh, you just saw that Liberia's problem, according to you, is the rule of law and public health. From my understanding, just in essence, you saw the video about drug. Nash Washington, as a security apparatus, as a security specialist, an investigator, and a public health practitioner. What is it that Councillor Gonglo would do when he wins as a president of the Republic of Liberia about the drugs issue? What will he do?
Well, thank you very much for that question. When we were going to school, we were told that the young people of today, during our time, were the future leader of tomorrow. That is today. That statement is still true today. that the young people of today are the future leader of tomorrow. And it is government's responsibility to provide security. Security not just in the name of police and military people, but security as far as social safety net is concerned. Security as far as preventing things that draw coming to the country is concerned. The young people are dying. That means if we continue on this path, Liberia will have no future because the young people are getting drug addicted to drug, and they are wasting away. Councillor Gongo, this is what Councillor Gongo is going to do. He is going to make sure that law enforcement officers themselves are not drug users, and that there's going to be a national policy to address the issue of rehabilitating these young people and providing them vocational skills. We can't continue to see young people being wasted like this, and the government is not doing anything about it. And in fact, I learned that there was some competition in the ghetto where government was dishing out money to drug users in the ghetto, but not addressing the issue of drugs addiction to get the children out of, or young people, they are not necessarily children, the young people out of the street, and providing them, counseling, psychosocial counseling, and detoxing them and providing them the requisite training that will make them better young people to become leaders of tomorrow. So when Councillor Gongo becomes president, he's going to address the issue of drugs addiction. But more besides, the drugs are not manufactured in Liberia. This is clear. The drugs come from somewhere, and they enter Liberia through the border. So there's going to be a vigorous, deployment of officers at the very borders and making sure that people who bring drugs in the country are arrested and punished under the law. And that those people and the officers that will be trained to do these things will be well paid, because one thing that undermines the current police and the DEA is that we listen to it every time. In fact, there are officers in the DEA who are not even on payroll. These will go on a hustle. So if you have some money to stop multi-million business like drug coming to the country and you don't pay them, obviously these people will fall prey to the manipulation of the drug cartel. So Councillor Gongo will make sure he train DEA officers and pay them well, and make sure that they understand the danger that drug poses to the nation. And when that is done, with the strong court system and the strong police system and the strong correctional system, we will get ahead of the drug issue and will be able to control it. I mean, we will mean the Councillor Gongo administration.
Okay, so we now join by one of our reporters, Lawrence, to play. Good afternoon, Lawrence.
Yeah, good afternoon, and good afternoon to our many listeners and followers across Liberia.
My man, you go high or say, in the corner.
I hope it's so clear for you to see it, because the legislative problem we face with is not easy.
Okay, so we have Nash Washington. He is online from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, the USA. He is the chairman for Team Councillor Gongo Global, and we are just quizzing him. Maybe you just have one or two questions for him quickly, then we'll take leave of you because your background not too good.
Yeah, I want to just tell him thank you for his deliberation. But I want to ask this question, because this has been a song for a decade now. People will come and say, I think we can do the best if you let us. These have been statement from politicians, and knowing politicians are people who are crafted and will bring all the best idea to you, the voters, to see how best they can convince you. And the question is, if you are elected with all what you are saying and it does not come to fruition, where do the people of Liberia stand, and what will be the outcome of all of what you have said if you are elected and not what you say is not coming to fruition?
Okay, so Nash Washington, you just got a
So,
question,
yeah,
and
I get
what?
you clear.
Yeah.
So, let me tell you, do not compare Councillor Gongo with the other politicians, because for Councillor Gongo, you can see his life. His life is an open book. You can follow Councillor Gongo's life. He says what he means, and he means what he says. So, assuming that Councillor Gongo becomes president, and resources are put into Liberia, let me first tell you why Councillor Gongo will not fail. Councillor Gongo will not fail because he understands the importance of public policy. Councillor Gongo understands that the maintenance of rule of law is cardinal to everything. The rule of law is cardinal, is the foundation. Much as it is not everything, it is the foundation to getting everything right. When Councillor Gongo becomes president, he's going to maintain a strong rule of law that will create confidence in the international community, and investors will begin to pull to Liberia because they will know that if something happens to their investment, the court will be independent enough to be able to run a judgment freely and fairly and without favor. So that itself will create confidence. When companies begin to pull into Liberia and Liberians begin to trust their own country and invest in it, revenue stream will broaden and more money will come to government. And as more money comes to government will be able to use it effectively. Like everybody knows Councillor Gongo. Everybody say Councillor Gongo is straight. Councillor Gongo has proven his integrity in Liberia politics over and again. That's why people call him the integrity icon. So no, Councillor Gongo is not going to be like other people to fail and start blaming war in Ukraine and start blaming something else when we see clearly that what is making us to fail is not because there is a war in Ukraine, but because we are wasteful in the way we do our budgetary allotment, and we do not prioritize those things that we're supposed to prioritize. For example, go check your budget. We got about $1 million in it to go to Ellen Johnson Foundation. What is Ellen Johnson Foundation providing for Liberia? That we have to give up $1 million while the hospitals and clinics are getting less than 100,000 allotment. Why should we pay one senator or a speaker or president pro tem more than, in fact, as much as we pay them, up to 2 million plus? The only reason why, my brother, the question you asked, the only reason why you see government failing is that this government and the past government you're making reference to have not prioritized exactly what it takes to remove Liberians from their backwardness that we experience today to where Liberians supposed to be. Okay, the Samido government had its own problem. The Togo government has its own problem. But just compare the Togo government, the Samido government to what you have today. You can clearly see that the people you have today do not even have the requisite skill to run a complex organization like government. That's why they feel it. They do not understand. They are not well schooled. In fact, you are from Nima County. Just go back into Nima County and see some of the people you Nimadians elect as your representatives. Then you get to know the failure is not because government does not have money. It's not because, but because the requisite people, in fact, the caliber of people that we bring to government are directly responsible for the level of backwardness we experience, because we bring people who have no skill, no understanding of running a complex organization as government is, and you bring them and put them in government. Today, you don't even know the difference between or the functionality or the function between the executive and the legislature in Liberia. Because all we hear legislature talking about is I'm building the roads, I'm building the toilet, I'm building this. When in fact, those are supposed to be the responsibility of the executive. So what we're experiencing is the lack of understanding of how complex organization and government work. It's not an individual. So Councillor Gongo is an effective administrator. He understands how government operates. He's not going to fail.
Okay, so let us on there. We have 5 more minutes to go on the show. But Beatrice L. Mole has joined us from the United States of America. She's one of those who continue to watch Nimba Dina TV, not just to watch, to make sure to provide us with other logistics in making sure that these programs are on live here. We want to say thanks for joining us. But she is from Bankwai. Bankwai is the junction before you move in. So we are today playing host on the test broadcast to Washington Donokolo. His name on Facebook is Nach Washington. He hails from Zanzei, Yahweh Mesnosta Territorial District, Nimba County Editorial District 9, and he is the chairman for Team Tiawan Say Gonglo Global, and he is just drawing us through with the issue of their better Liberia is possible agenda. It is a wonderful time. Good afternoon to all of you who have tuned in. The message is going, though not official campaign time yet. This is engagement time. He is engaging the public about the Team Tiawan Gonglo better agenda. He says he's not from the Liberia's People Party, but he is from the NPP, but he believes in the Team Gonglo agenda for a better Liberia that is possible. You talk about the rule of law, you talk about public health issues, and wide range of different issues. So this is what is unfolding here. And but we coming to you for your party comments and all of that. So now that we know where Liberia stands, let's take this photo and see in terms of infrastructure where does Councillor Gonglo goes. For instance, this is the Esselameta of Fonda Road project. This is now the road between Ganta and Senekole. For the first of its kind since 1964, Nimba County is experiencing these kinds of development. Though it's sponsored by Esselameta Liberia, the steel company that is there, and these are the roads. In terms of infrastructure, where does Councillor Gonglo stands?
Oh, thank you very much. Uh, Councillor Gonglo, like I said, he is a good public administrator. For example, I just want you to know where he stands. When Councillor Gonglo became president of the Bar Association, he raised the bar's building. That means he believes that every government institution should be housed in government's building. So Councillor Gonglo is a man who believes in development. Just for example, when Councillor Gonglo went to the southeast, he saw the deplorable condition of the road, and he went from radio station to radio station to highlight the issue of the deplorable condition of roads in the southeast. That shows that he is someone that has heart for the nation. So when Councillor Gonglo becomes president, of course, government will not be run in private homes. That government will be run in government institutions and government buildings. That Councillor Gonglo is passionate about seeing that the roads are passable. Like you got a better road that people can move from Plibo in Kepamos to Ganta and then to Monrovia. As Councillor has said, the government of Liberia is violating the people's right to freedom of movement because the government is not being able to provide road or roads across the country. Yeah, you are building roads in Nima County, which is very good. I mean, I employ it out from Nima County. I live in Senekole, I live in Yekepa, I live in Ganta. I mean, there is not part of Nima County that I do not know. I've walked from Seklebie to the Ivory Coast. I know Nima County very well. So I applaud the government and Aslam Mitor for building some of the roads in Nima County. Kudos to them, and I must applaud them. But building roads alone is not just the development. How many schools? How many schools in Nima County have been renovated, or how many schools have been rebuilt for the growing population?
Okay, let me interrupt you as it relates to the rule of law that you have been pushing here.
Yeah.
Let me interrupt you a little bit, and then with this, that Councillor Gonglo said. left the stage. But Nash Washington was with us. So just in case you join us, Sis Beatrice said, "What is going on?" Sis Beatrice, we were just having the a member of Team Gonglo here. So it is now 4 o'clock, and so this is it. So for instance, this is the road between Ganta and Senekole now, constructed by Eselometa. So they are connected. Thanks for rejoining us. Nash Washington, thanks for rejoining us. We lost control from you.
No, what happened is that I came and there is somebody I had to interact with. So
okay. Yeah. So let you were talking about you were talking about a issue of rule of law, and I just wanted to add this up here from Councillor Gonglo. So let's see this.
And the first victims are the young people.
I like with Edmund Bowie.
The students that we was uncalled for. It was unexpected. It was the first time in the recent history of our country that July 26th has been so desecrated. It is now called Bloody July 26th under the regime of George Weah. This is one of his achievements. It will go down in history that under the administration of President George Weah, July 26th, the Independence Day of Liberia, was desecrated and made bloody.
Okay, so now you just heard from Councillor Gonglo there as it relates to the July 26th incident that happened in Liberia in terms of rule of law. So mustering the court. So do you think also the Liberia problem could be that our leaders are now mustering the courage to discipline people or to stand up for what is right in terms of the rule of law? Do you think those are some of our problems?
It is not just some of our problems, like I said, it's the major problem we have in Liberia. Wow. Our leaders do not have the political will. Not even the political will. Probably they do not understand the importance thereof. Maybe because people value tribal politics or partisan politics more than they will value the nation. I think that's what is actually happening on the George Weah's administration. They are much more partisan in their thinking than being, national government. It is not about who is your partisan. It is not about who is doing that. What happens is that when somebody does wrong, that wrong affects everybody. Because in every crime situation, there are direct victims and indirect victims. For example, if your child was beaten, he will be feeling the pain, but you yourself will not be able to go to work because your child is beaten, right? So you become an indirect victim of the crime that was committed against your child, even though your child will be the direct victim. So the government does not understand, or people in our political sphere are afraid, or maybe do not just have the political will, or probably do not have the understanding, the broader understanding that what happens to one person happens to everybody. July 26, the young people were expressing, they were not even criticizing the government. They were not questioning the legitimacy of the George Weah government. They were saying, George Weah, we recognize that you are the president for now, but fix the nation. What is injuring about this statement? What is insulting about this statement? The statement is, you have the authority. Mr. President, we have put at your disposal the economy of this country, the resources of this country, the natural and human resources of this country, that you can use it for the benefit of all of us. Mr. President, you are not doing it. Please do it. That was the statement. That was the stand of the young people. Instead, people who consider themselves partisan, who feel that by saying that they were challenging the authority of George Weah, went ahead to brutalize young students from the University of Liberia. And up to this time, we have not heard what the president said. We have not heard what the justice minister is doing, and nothing of sort. Everything has just gone cold. That is the issue. You know what that does? is that it tells other people that I can do the same thing. Once I close myself with the partisan politics, nothing will come from out of it. And you know what? It's going to agitate other people. When other people are agitated, they will come out forceful against people who they think that are violating their rights, and the government is not saying anything about. So Councillor Gonko declared that you just played the video. That's what national leaders do. They muster the courage and call wrong wrong when it is, and call right right. So Councillor Gonko is not afraid to criticize government. What much more when he himself is the president and leader of the government. He is going to make sure that the rule of law is upheld. He's going to make sure that people follow the same rules. Like in our elementary book, I think one book in Liberia that define a community is a place where people live, work, and respect the same rules. You're going to create a healthy community when you uphold the rule of law. Look, just to digress a little bit, there is a direct link between investing in the nation and the rule of law. Nobody wants to bring their money to a country where people do not respect the rules. Nobody. Nobody wants to bring his investment or bring his children for vacation in a country where four auditors can be killed in 8 days and nothing is said about it. Nobody wants to bring his children to visit Liberia or stay with their grandparents in Liberia, where the schools are not strong because young people are going on, I know how they call it, Happy Friday, and taking drugs and opening it, and nobody does anything about it. Nobody wants to do that. So the rule of law is cardinal. It's not just part of the important things in Liberia. It's the foundation of any important thing happening in Liberia. That's what Councillor Gongo is very strong on. That's why he said, Councillor Gongo said, in the first 100 days, or maybe the first day in the executive mansion, he is going to issue executive order that will restrict government officials from meddling in the operations of police. I am a police officer and a training officer at the Liberian National Police. I know what I went through. I was a traffic officer. Everybody knows me from Salem. When we begin police officer, if you stop anybody, the people will not talk to you. The person you stop will not talk to you. They will pick up phone and call, or my dear friend and brother, he's lived now, or peace to his ashes, or Mickey. And tell Mickey, one officer stopped me here, and Mickey will pick up the phone, and some of the other people that were doing that, they will call you and blast at you and tell you to leave that person and let the person go. Those things went on to undermine the morale of the police. So we begin to see clearly that police officers were, in fact, what the signal that it was sending to us police officers is that do not enforce the law to importing people or people who own vehicles and stuff like that. Just go around and collect money from them. So it became an open secret that police officers were no longer enforcing the traffic rules. Today, nobody issued traffic ticket. Because if you did, the person will not go to Ministry of Finance to pay, or Ministry of Transport to pay on a ticket, instead of go to Central, and the Central people will say, oh, it doesn't matter, man. They will scratch it out, and whatsoever happened behind the scene, it happened. Those things accumulated to where we are today, where the rule of law is just not respected by anybody. Councillor Gongo, as president, will make sure that the Liberian National Police is operating according to the law without fear and favor, and they will enforce the law to the best of their ability. And that's the kind of police we want to see.
Okay, so let's hold you on there. We'd love to say good afternoon, good morning, good night, good evening to all of you, wherever you joined us from. That our friend and brother Abu Fofana, he said he's watching us on Accra, Ghana, and he said he is from Nimba County. His name is Abu Fofana. Abu, thank you so much for joining us. We are here with Washington Donoklo. He is called Nash Washington. He is the chairman for Team Tiawase Gonglo Global, the man who wanted to be president, who says the better Liberia is possible. He is a broom man. He said he's going to sweep corruption and all other things from this country. But now, Washington, before we take leave of you, Councillor Gonglo is from Nimba. He's wanted to run. Jeremiah Wapo is on Nimba, wanted to run to be president. Now, Senator Kuhn is now the vice running mate to Unity Party, and a lot of people are fighting over Nimba. Where do you stand? What is your analysis on those things?
Well, thank you very much. That is very important. That's an important question. In Nelson Mandela's book, where he said, I'm not quoting everything verbatim, but the idea is that he was in the adult cafeteria and the white man told him to choose between sense and money. Everybody knows the story, so I'm just summarizing. And he said he would choose money. And the man said, the professor said, wow. He said, oh, people choose what they don't have. People look for what they don't have. So Lima had produced vice president, 2 vice presidents, by the way. We produced, or I call him, De Gaulle, peace with his arches. We produced Moses Blah, peace with his arches also. We have seen what vice presidents can offer. What we do not have and do not have experience for is the presidency. This is what we don't have. This is what we don't have history of. That's what we are looking for. And let me tell you, the Constitution is clear. Liberians, we have the vote. The Constitution is clear. Vice presidents do not have any power. Vice presidents do not have any authority. The Constitution did not give authority to the vice president. In fact, the Constitution clearly forbids the president from dedicating any responsibility that is clearly dedicated to the president by the Constitution. That power cannot be in any way seconded to the vice president. So the position of vice president is not what a big county, the Nima County, with 300,000 more votes will settle for. Liberians, you have the best chance. 350 or 308,000 is much more to pull you in the second round for the presidency. When you do, Bon, Nima, Magivi, and Maserati will come to your aid. Grand Judah is just waiting on the line to see what Liberians will do. The counties in the southeast are waiting to see what Liberians are going to do. If you settle for vice president, you are wasting your vote. Because what? Your vice president will have no authority. And again, we'll hear Senator Johnson cry on the radio that Liberians are not being given position. We do not just want to see Liberians in position. We want to see the actualization. I mean, say anything you can say about Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, but during the Ellen administration, we saw Liberians in the government. They were at decision-making position. We have ministers. What we want now is the presidency. Please, the way the Liberian Constitution is structured, senators, representatives, they really do not have that power that can bite. What we want is the presidency in Liberians. Every polity is local. There is not a representative elections. There is not a senatorial elections we're talking about. We are talking about the presidency. The Liberian Constitution says that there is one government. The government is divided into 3 branches, and the president is the head of the government. That means the president is the head of the government. Let's take the presidency. Do not settle for less. Liberians, let's take the presidency in Kansoro Tiawan Se Gonglo.
So we will hold you on there, and then we will send you an invite to be on the program tomorrow. That will be on Radio Seklepie, Radio Voice of Yahweh Mesno, Nimba D9 TV on Facebook, Nimba D9 TV on YouTube, Nimba D9 TV on Twitter, Nimba D9 TV on www.onenimbahouse.com. And the program is called The Truth of the Matter. It comes on every Wednesday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. on the various platforms. We are extending our invite to you on a short notice that we can talk exclusively for 1 hour as it relates to you being the chairman of Team Gonglo Global. What is the agenda? What Liberians will hope to see differently from all of those who are wanting to be president of this country. So, your party comments.
Thank you very much, Edmond, for inviting me on your prestigious platform. I know thousands of people are listening to your broadcasts. I've been following your broadcasts. Thank you very much for inviting me today. For my people from Yahoo Mesno, Zanze, Nimakante, or I want to send out shout to my friends, or Yombia, to Guanu, Bele, Leto, to how you call them, Vitase, uh, everybody else that is listening to me, if I don't call your name, I still remember, all of you guys. I still miss the old time. My friend Ambra Dan George, man, Big Daddy. Ambra Dan George, Big Daddy. I remember you, brother. Just a few times here now talk. Joe Gay, who is our coordinator in Ganta, Spencer Gray, Evelyn Yab Matthews, Lina Benzuke, Alfonso Luo, Logan, and Joe Medin in Interpreter, Say Daisy in Ganta as well. All of you guys in district number 8, in district number whatsoever districts you from, and you are part of the Gonglo movement, we say kudos to you. Thank you. Do not be discouraged. We are getting there gradually. Few months ago, Tiawan was unknown as a politician, even though he's an acclaimed lawyer. Everybody revered him for that, but he was not known as a politician. But through our consolidated efforts, we have been able to bring Council of Gongo this far. You are achieving a lot. I mean, you are on our mind. If we don't call you, please try to call us all the time. But here's my closing comment. A better Liberia is possible. Only we can make it work. Nothing else will make a better Liberia. A better Liberia is a Liberia where Liberians make the decision. A better Liberia is a Liberia where we trust Liberians to make decisions. A better Liberia is a Liberia where Liberian businesses thrive. A better Liberia is a Liberia where government will prioritize Liberian businesses and Liberian contractors over foreigners. A better Liberia is a Liberia wherein the rule of law will be applied to everybody equally. A better Liberia is a Liberia wherein when you are sick, you are able to go to the clinic and be treated. A better Liberia is a Liberia where when something happens to your relatives or your neighbor or yourself, you will get justice. A better Liberia is a Liberia wherein auditors will not be killed because they were auditing government agency. A better Liberia is a Liberia wherein government officials will not take government money and put it in their own pocket and develop themselves instead of developing the minds, majority of the Liberian people. So the better Liberia is a Liberia wherein our presidents will be able to come out to address critical issues when these issues, happen in the country. So you have a better Liberia on your mind. You have what a better Liberia will be like when we all work together and elect Councilor Tiawanse Gonglo as president of the Republic of Liberia. Yes, a better Liberia will be a reality. We are seeing what other people are able to offer. We are seeing what the Georgia government can offer. I mean, nobody has to tell you about what the Georgia government can offer. Nobody can tell you about what a Unity Party's government can offer. Nobody can tell you about what people who pride themselves as money people around are able to do because we already know who they are according to their own admission. Councilor Gongo is that man that his life is an open book. This man has headed institutions in Liberia, and every time people talk about Councilor Gongo, they talk about him in a positive. People tell you that Councilor Gongo is a good man. What is it that you want? Do you want a good man? Or do you want people who will take government resources for themselves? Local Councilor Gongo, he's a simple man. He believes in the rule of law. He calls himself a one-man peacekeeper. He keeps peace in the country, even though he does not have presidential power. He keeps peace in the country. Councillor Gonklo is interested. When he went in the Southeast, he did not talk about his politics. He talked about when he came from the Southeast, he told us about the deplorable condition that people in the Southeast are faced with. Everywhere that Councillor Gonklo has gone, he has advocated for the people. All that Councillor Gonklo wants is the political power, that he will be able to allocate resources to these conditions and make them better. You don't have to be a member of the Liberian People's Party, like I started off by saying. And before Councillor Gonklo, I was the Secretary General of the MPP USA. So you can see that for fact that you don't have to be a member of the Liberian People's Party to vote for Councillor Gonklo. You can see, you can think about a better Liberia, imagine a better Liberia, and say, yeah, this man, his life agrees with the fact that what he says is just what he means, and what he means is what he says. So if you are listening to me, my people in Nima County, we have had vice president before. We know what vice presidents are able to do. What we have not had is the position of the presidency. This is what Councillor Gonklo is going for. I know some of our brothers are in the race. It's nothing bad to them. But how you call it, my brother Kuhn is a senator. He had 9 years under his belt. He got nothing to lose. Or my brother Jeremiah Wapo, a very educated man. I mean, he has something also to offer. But now we can just talk to him that, look, my brother, you can come on board and work with Councillor Gonklo, and let's get this thing in order, and let's take this presidency. See how industrious we are. If you want to know what the government is feeling, go to Nikutan. If you know what the government is feeling, go to West Point. If you know what the government is feeling, go to Clarendon, go to Gibraltar, go to community, and then you will know what the government is feeling. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to know. If you want to know why Councillor Gonklo will be a better president, go to Ganta. If you want to know why Councillor Gonklo will be a better president, go to Senekwele, go to Tapeta, go to Kample, go to Bound, go to Butwo. You will see the industrious people of Niba County. They work with their own hands. We don't depend on government resources to make ourselves rich. We use our power, we use our own might to create wealth for ourselves. That's what Councillor Gonklo brings that vibes, that Nimba spirit that he brings to the table, that if we want to see a bridge bill, we do it ourselves. We don't wait for government. We don't steal from government. That's what we bring. That's what Councillor Gonklo brings to the table.
Thank you so much, and we're going to hold you on there and then tomorrow. But before you go,
in which kind of country will you want your children to be? This is the question. It is not about you and me. It is about them. This is intergenerational. After we have elected them, you'll then see them sending their arrows ahead. You'll see Bill Gates come and meet your president. You'll see Tony Blair come and meet your president. You'll see Macron come and meet your president. You'll see all of them. And then they will never admit, but they'll be told, if you want money in agriculture, behave this way. If you want money in this area, behave this way. They will never tell that to the Chinese. They will never tell that to the Indians. They will never tell that to the Vietnamese. They will never tell that to the Koreans. But in Africa, they tell us. That is why, as I speak to you now, under this new scramble, the IMF and the World Bank are back, telling you who to hire in your universities, what to sell and what not to sell. It is a sad situation. So today, as I look at Africa in that new scramble, the Chinese are here, the Turks are here, the British are here, the French are here, the Qataris are here, the Americans are here. This time round, they are so subtle that we don't even recognize them, but they control us. What are we going to do about it? In order to develop, we must do something. It has also been demonstrated that it can be done. I've traveled across this continent and I've seen that development is possible. You go to Rwanda now. They are demonstrating that it can be done. Go to Kigali now. See what they are doing in the health sector in their own small way. See how they are collaborating in the area of mobile telephony in their own small way. It can be done. I've been to Botswana and I've seen what they are doing in their own small way. I've been to Mauritius, see what they are doing in their own small way. And they do not have the resources that other countries have. And I'm giving these examples to say that indeed it can be done, and it can be done within the continent of Africa. So what we must...
It can be done, and it can be done in the continent of Africa. Professor Patrick Lumumba taking us home, and tomorrow you're going to be our guest. We're going to post it and let you know. That's the same ways why you're going to come on. You're going to be on Radio Secretary. You're going to sit in a very hot seat tomorrow, and because this is where people come, and we can hold you very tough to be able to tell us the truth. That is why the program is called The Truth of the Matter. So, Nash Washington, it was good having you from the Brooklyn part, the United States of America, Minnesota. And how's the weather condition, by the way, before I take leave of you? I see the sun shining from your end.
So just like I'm showing, the sun is in fact, the weather is clear. The sky is blue. It's about 11:25 a.m. here. I mean, we are enjoying the weather here. So you see, I'm standing in front of my house. It's a fleet of my guys, and my children, myself, guys here. So yeah, we live in a very quiet neighborhood. I just did some commercial driving and came right back because I was using the video. I didn't want police to pull me over, so I brought my car and parked it right back so I can be a law-abiding citizen. You know, you can't be preaching, Lord. You can't be preaching. I was driving. I was convicted within myself. I said, "Wait a minute, you are just preaching on law and order, but you are driving on a video. You better go back home." So you got to practice what you preach as much as you preach what you practice.
Okay, so tomorrow you're going to be our guest, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. in the evening hours here tomorrow. You're going to be here, and we're going to post it, and we're going to let you know exactly. We are going to be talking about the Better Liberia is Possible Tiawan Gonglo presidency. Being the chair, you're going to sit in that hot seat tomorrow, and you're going to tell us the truth and nothing else but the truth. It was good having you, and have a wonderful time. Happy Father's Day from our end, and we'll inbox you and have a very great time with you and your family. Say hello to your kids. We love you all, and keep doing what is best for your community. Bye-bye. So this is it. It was Washington Dunklo was on here with us, and Ezekiel Bana has been here with us. So man, this is how we do. Good evening to all of you guys tomorrow.